What?
You're already shaking the ice.
Uh, Well, it's not what you think.
I was gonna see if you wanted to start with a beer.
I'll open my can off camera. Are you ready? You ready?
Yeah. Yep. Nice.
Ready? Oh, hold on.
That looks light.
That because it is late. Mm.
Bud Light.
So this is the
High Life.
Bud Light. This is the new release for Bud Light. Uh,
Is that a golf glass?
this is a Jim Beam golf glass. Actually, it's a
Ah.
Jim Beam glass, and it has. I had a set of two. It had one was a golf ball, one was a football.
Ah.
Ball broke,
Gotcha.
so now I
So
only have this.
it's a contact sport. It happens.
Yeah,
It's
exactly.
not gonna happen in golf.
But believe it or not, I'm drinking water, but it's good water.
It's good water. What kind of water is it?
This is actually it's flavored water. This is Liquid Death's Doctor Death.
Is that what Liquid Death is? Is it just flavored waters? Is
It's
it an energy drink?
Water
is
of all
it,
kind. No, it's just water.
Is it? It's just water.
Just
it's not
water.
carbonated at all.
This one is carbonated. They make carbonated, and they also make. First off, this is
Explain
a new
it to me
thing.
because I've never. I see a lot of people talk about it, and I'm like, why would I want to buy water in the can as opposed to just have a lemonade? I don't know.
I mean, it's less chemical. I mean, it's water. It's healthy.
Yeah.
It's good for you. It's good water, but they also make a lot of flavored waters. They do make straight just water you can buy. You can buy carbonated water, or have you heard the term still water? Have you noticed how, like, if you go to a restaurant or you go places, certain like
Yeah.
higher brow places, they'll have, would you like sparkling water or still water?
Yeah,
Instead of just
'cause-
calling
'cause-
it water.
Because tap sounds worse.
Well, it's just water, regardless of what it comes out of. It's not still water. I mean, it's water.
Yeah.
It's just water.
Okay.
But this is Liquid Death. This is their Dr. Death.
Liquid Death.
This is supposed to be sparkling water that tastes like Dr. Pepper. It's called Dr. Death. So it's supposed to kind of have
Oh.
that Dr. Pepper kind of cola flavor. It's pretty good.
And it's still clear?
It's still clear. Tastes like a watered down Dr. Pepper, but almost kind of like, yeah, like a watered down cola or Dr. Pepper. I wouldn't say it's super close to the Dr. Pepper flavor. It honestly kind of leans a little bit more cherry Coke
Interesting.
than Dr. Pepper, but it's good.
Okay. Wow.
Mm.
So,
Yeah, I'm not drinking booze right now.
why are you not drinking? Well, let's get into that in a second. I'll go ahead and pop my can, although
Yeah.
I'll let you select.
I'm Mike.
I'm Brendan.
This is Two Dudes Wearing Hats. Make sure you like, subscribe. Thank you for joining. Thank you for watching. Go to 2dwh.com. That'll take you directly to our YouTube page. Make sure that you subscribe, follow, all that cool stuff that people do when it comes to podcasts, shows, internet, YouTube, all that shit. And what do you got?
I love the idea of a build your own flight at the
It's the
grocery store.
best thing on the planet, especially now that you can do it at the grocery store.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. So I've got two cans in here
Okay.
that are left, one at
Okay.
each end. Which one would you like me to grab?
The one that's further from you.
The one behind the writing or the one
No.
behind the flight?
The one behind the flight.
The one behind the flight.
Ooh, it's beer.
We have a beer.
What is that? I saw a Lagunitas logo.
We have a Lagunitas Daytime Crisp Session IPA.
Crisp. It's only 4.0
4 point-
ABV.
That's why I was very curious about this. I was curious. I mean, that's definitely a sessionable IPA if it's only 4 ABV.
4%. And how many calories? Or did it say
3
something about the calories?
carbs, 98 calories.
That's pretty good.
30 IBU. They actually have the IBU on there.
So I'm all about that. Super descriptive labeling, letting me know everything that's involved. I appreciate you telling me the IBU.
Yeah, for sure.
That feels really low calorie and low carb for a beer. Is that something that's designed to be like a healthy beer?
I don't know. The way that they're advertising it, I feel like it is.
Especially with
I
the
did
calories
not
being
grab a
right on the
glass.
can. You tell the people, oh, are you just drinking out of the can?
I failed to grab the glass, but I have just for the color and to see. We'll use my soon-to-be bourbon glass.
Mm.
Yeah, nice and light. Looks really light.
Very light.
Very light.
Very
Almost
light.
as light as yours.
That's in like the
Woo.
that's like in the Mick Ultra color palette. How's the nose?
I don't want to say what it just reminded me. I went two different places and
I mean, say it. We're not sponsored by nobody. He's getting the aroma. He's getting it.
I don't want to say because I don't want to make I don't want to make enemies. Okay, it smells very grapefruity. Or
Okay.
I'm getting cat litter box. Like the cat ammonia, like cat piss.
Oh.
I'm halfway between grapefruit and cat piss. But it's not a bad cat piss.
Which makes
Well,
me
I don't know
think
how
one
to.
of two
There
things.
isn't a. All cat piss is bad.
What was the IBU level on that?
30. 30 IBU. 4% alcohol.
I mean, it's still on the lower side of what's considered a bitter beer. So I mean, it's not going to. I was wondering if that smell was coming from the hops, but that doesn't seem to be common.
This would be a good introductory IPA for somebody. This reminds me of
Because it smells like cat piss.
no, just because this is the mix of a Miller High Life and an IPA.
Okay, so it's light enough to get a light beer drinker into hops before you like blow the
I've
face
got-
off with like a red
Yeah,
truth or something.
you start as an IPA and you finish as a lager. I almost feel like
Well, that's good.
it's different. It's all right. I'll have some
water
more.
as
Let me. Yeah.
Cheers. But yeah,
So yeah, you're having water. Why are we
I've been
having
drinking
water?
water. I've been drinking water all day. I'm going to be drinking water for about another week. I am actually getting surgery in the morning. I've actually got
Ooh.
surgery scheduled at 11 a.m. I've got to be
11
on
a.m.?
this. They're going to cut me open. I'm getting my hernia repaired. I've had an umbilical hernia for about 3 years.
3 years.
I'm 99% that I did it shoveling snow.
Really?
I'm pretty sure that I did it shoveling snow because I shoveled snow a few years ago, and then I originally went through this whole thing where I felt like a hard spot right above my navel, like
Yeah.
right above my belly button, and it wasn't puffing out. It felt firm there, and then it kind of got a little bit tender and kind of started hurting. You wouldn't feel it. I mean, it just feels like your belly button when it's normal.
Yeah.
But then my brain, who is somebody who's, drinks and things like that, literally like, oh shit, where's my liver? Where is my liver located in my body?
Yeah.
And then I did some research and learned that's not going to be my liver. And then went to a doctor and found out and got diagnosed. It was an umbilical hernia. It's an interesting, weird thing because it's like you hear stories that they get bad and you hear people talking about the pain and all of those things. I haven't really experienced a lot of that. Every
That's
once in a while, it
fortunate.
will bother me. Like if I go walking around all day, or if I'm really active, or like really, really doing stuff, and then I sit down, I might notice it a little bit. But
Luckily,
I'm not
you're
in
really
constant
active.
pain. Like if I'm like playing, like going on like a walk or a hike or something like that, or if I'm out doing shit all day, like going to the store.
Don't you
doesn't
say
feel-
hike. Hike
I
would
walk.
no, but don't you
walk
say hike.
places. I
Don't you
walk
say hike.
places.
That makes it sound like you would go into the woods.
I go into the woods, but usually it's because there's a bar.
What bar is in the woods?
Cabins. You never been to Gatlinburg?
Oh, okay.
Just one gigantic wood with a bar.
I guess so.
It's all just one
Kind
big
of.
wood with a bar.
Yeah, I
in the
see
middle
what
of
you're
it.
saying. Yeah, kind of.
But it doesn't really bother me much. It's kind of this weird thing where imagine you've got a hole, right? And then every once
I've
in a
got
while,
several.
it just kind of pokes out enough. It just kind of like pokes out. And then
Yeah.
I have to like push it back in, and then I'll be walking and I'll be doing it kind of slowly, start to, and all of a sudden I'll be like, oh, it's sticking out, and then I kind of got to lift it and push it back in. So I found out though, I went to the doctor, and when you hear people talk about hernias,
Anybody who just came in, he's talking about a hernia. He's not
you think
like he
he
doesn't
it's
have
your
a turtle head poking out of the back or anything.
and you would think it was your intestines because what you look up online, you like, oh no, that's my guts are falling out of my body. That's not the case. Apparently, it's just fat. It's just a ball of fat that put between like your muscle and your like organs that pushes through. So from what I understand, they're going to do, they're going to slice me open.
Yep.
They're going to take that fat, they're going to cut it off.
Yep.
They're going to stuff everything back in, sew me back up. From what I understand as well, one of the precursors for me being able to leave after surgery tomorrow is that I have to fart.
Really?
You can't leave until you fart. They have to make sure. I guess they have to make sure everything's in the right like working and like that your intestines aren't messed up or something like that. But from what I understand, I'm like, did you fart is going to be a thing tomorrow.
Is it going to be let us know when you fart, or is there going to be a person who is paid to be your fart monitor?
I'm hoping it's just like, hey, have you farted? Not like, all right, we need you to fart. Because I'm at the age where I don't know if
are they going to use the word fart?
I hope so. I hope so. If they ask me to pass gas, I will not do that.
An anal cough.
Can you can you poop toot for us before you leave?
Poop toot.
Before you leave, we need one little poop toot.
Yeah.
Before you do it. But yeah, and it's a weird thing because like I've done a bunch of research and like hernia surgery is supposed to be like one of the most. It's super common. It's very low risk. There's not a lot of complications. Like literally,
good.
It's like 0.1% chance that I have a complication tomorrow.
Did you say you're still drinking water next week too?
There's going to be about a few days. I haven't found out fully, but I'm sure there's going to be a few days of recovery.
I have to drink for both of us for like 2 weeks. Jesus.
Exactly. So you better get started. But there is still that part of me, even though it's super common, I don't have a lot to worry about. There is that weird thought. I'm going to go in there. They're going to put me to sleep. They're going to knock me out with anesthesia.
Right.
Cut me open. Mess around.
Yep.
Sew me back up. And then hopefully they wake me back up.
Right.
That's
a weird feeling.
That's the weird part of the whole situation is they're like, so I'm going to wake back up, right?
Yeah.
Like
yeah.
Once I've had my wisdom, it's going to come back, right?
I've had my wisdom teeth taken out, and that was my weird feeling. I was in my I was older. Okay. I know that my mother picked me up, and I went through my phone and was just texting random people and exes and things like that, and I had no recollection of doing any of it, and I was a madman.
Yeah,
You got to make sure
I have my
videotaping you tomorrow.
I have my phone set to lock from a certain time to a certain time, and none of my apps are going to be working, so that way I don't do stupid anesthesia stuff on my phone.
We should jump on and do a live stream, a post anesthesia live stream.
That first off, that would be hilarious, but that's not going to happen. I have no clue what tomorrow's even going to be like. If I'm even going to be like, I don't know if I'm going to be.
Yeah, could you handle getting this all set up? You don't know. Yeah,
I don't know if I'm gonna wake up and be like, oh, I'm in pain, but I'm fine, or if I've never had surgery. The last time I had surgery I was like 9 years old, and I had my tonsils taken out. And when you're a kid, you're scared, and it just kind of goes like that, and it's really quick. Yeah. So this is really going to be my only experience with like surgery and a hospital and like stuff like this in my adult life.
Well, I'll be thinking about you, bud.
I appreciate it.
And you just let me know when you wake up there, and you should definitely call me after we'll get the anesthesia.
This could be a digital will, though.
Oh, this
Isn't
could be a
weird to think
digital
about?
will. That's weird.
There's a weird part of me that's like, this might be a weird documentation. This could be like a weird, like, remember that guy?
Yeah.
But yeah.
He was wearing the Stan Hansen hat, and drinking Liquid Death. Oh, that's weird.
Yeah, Trig, that's a weird thing too as well, setting up for the show tonight. Like, I'm talking about all these things, and I've got like a bunch of Liquid Death that I'm drinking. I was like, that's a little like, I might not be working karma in my way with this one, but
right,
we'll see.
Right. So what'd you What have you been watching this week? I mean, I know what we all watched this week.
We all watched the big game.
The big game.
It was quite a game, and we'll talk about it for a moment.
You know what? I'll be honest with you. For a game that I went into not caring about, I had a blast.
It was so fun to watch.
That was fun.
Because I think we all were so sick and tired of every sportscaster, every sports show, every single talking head saying the same thing. The Chiefs are going to walk away with this, and there's nothing the Eagles can do about it. They're going to run them over, and we're heading like there is some country somewhere that just got a shipment of Kansas City Chiefs 3-peat shirts. There is some like country that just like, here, we're providing all free clothing, and literally it's all a bunch of shirts that say
3-peat
on them. and no one, and they're not gonna know why, but it's hilarious to me how bad they
I feel like a little bit of the media calling them out during the week, which happened. I don't know if you saw during a couple of the interviews with Kelsey and them, and like the media, somebody asked him something about his preference between something or a phantom call on Patrick Mahomes, and like
it was something about what's better. It was like, what do you like more? It was like a Taylor Swift song or phantom ref calls.
Yeah. Oh man, I feel like enough people bullied the league that they finally said. And I'll tell you what, the first catch of the game by the Eagles and that no call or that offensive pass interference, I went, here we go again. And then after that, it was one of the most well officiated games I've seen. They kind of let shit go, and I don't know.
When you at a certain point, I looked up, and it was like 40-6. And
I thought they were going to give it blank completely.
I thought honestly, even though it ended, it was like 40-22.
Yeah,
that was a blowout. I don't care what that final score said. The Eagles.
It was one of those games
ran over the Kansas City Chiefs. They took it easy in the last quarter because they already had the game. There was no way the Chiefs could have come back from them. I'll be honest with you. There's no sweeter feeling than watching the Kansas City Chiefs get dog walked.
Yeah, they did.
In the Super Bowl, when they spent all this time talking about a 3-peat. And I'll tell you.
And when they laid down for the Denver Broncos so the Bengals couldn't get in the playoffs.
And
anyway,
it had to be real hard. Because the thing is, I wouldn't say that Travis Kelce has fashion sense.
No.
Sometimes he walks in and out of these games dressed like he's going to go play Dolomite in like the Broadway production of Dolomite. And how bad does it feel to know you just got your ass beat, and now I got to wear that outfit out, stupid ass outfit back on.
Yep.
And walk out in front of everybody.
Yep.
And
did you get to see many of the commercials, or you watched them all, or did you have a favorite that stands out that comes to mind?
The commercials this year I felt were a little lacking. I don't want to get into politics, but I feel that politics on both sides were way too present in the commercials.
Yeah.
I don't care what you believe, but I think that there were too many of those Jesus commercials.
Yeah.
I get it.
Let me tell you this. Did you see the Totino's ad though? I thought about you when it with Tim Robinson from I Think You Should.
Yes.
Where the alien gets caught in the door, and apparently there's a much longer cut of that.
Yeah.
Did you get to watch the trailer for the movie Friendship that I told you
This
to
looks
watch?
like the most bizarre fucking movie I've ever fucking seen. It
looks crazy. It's like
it's going to be fantastic.
It looks dark as hell, but every comment about it is that it's going to be hilarious.
Hilarious. The comedy of the year of comedy romp, but I almost wonder if
it kind of has that dark Cable Guy feel almost.
But are we getting pivoted? Are we getting worked in the trailer? Did he say I'm going to make a comedy, but make a trailer like it's a horror movie?
Yeah,
that's like I'm just wondering like because it's Tim Robinson. It's gonna be irreverent. It's gonna be crazy. How much was that trailer indicative of the actual movie versus them making a fun trailer. I guess we'll see as we get closer to the movie.
Yeah.
But this idea of Tim Robinson playing like, I'm gonna say like a mentally unstable person.
Yeah.
This looks like it's gonna be amazing to
Who
watch.
wants a friend?
I hope it's 90 minutes. I hope it's packed full. I just dialogue and two-person scenes and shots of just two people talking in a room. Like that's what I want from this movie.
Yeah.
Like I don't want this to turn into like some big adventure. Like if this is just 90 minutes of two people talking and being awkward, I think that's going to accomplish the goal. But I think Friendship looks fantastic.
I'm curious about it myself.
Did you see the Dun Kings commercial? The Dunkin' Donuts with Ben Affleck?
Oh, yes, I did.
With Jay and Silent Bob for like
yes, I saw them for a second. Yeah.
It always warms my heart to see Jay and Silent Bob get some play. I'm a huge Jay and Silent Bob fan. They're all over the walls.
Yeah.
Huge Kevin Smith mark. But it was really cool to see them in that commercial. But really outside of those, it felt like a couple movie trailers.
There weren't a lot of movie trailers that I
was like the Captain America.
Yeah.
Which
I've already seen it. It wasn't like you were revealing it for the first time.
It looks good, but I also think we're at this point where every Marvel movie, I think the same thing. That's going to be really good.
Yeah.
I wish I was more excited about it.
Yeah.
Like, we're not at that moment where I'm like, you're giving me another Ant-Man, you're giving me a Iron Man, you're giving me a Thor. I'm like, all right, what story? I'm literally trying to figure, I have to remind myself, okay, what story is this? Like, how deep are we in? How deep in the, and also these Marvel movies to me are so, like, I know there's more movies coming. I know you've got Doomsday and then you've got the X-Men. It makes it kind of hard to focus on like the movie that's coming out now because in my opinion, I'm more thinking about Doctor Doom and the Fantastic Four and the X-Men down the road.
Yeah.
Like I know the way that they make movies,
you
this
like
Captain
to look at that
America
new Fantastic Four
will be good, but I don't know if it's going to be as important as it needs to be. I'm all about the Fantastic Four. I'm a huge Fantastic Four fan. I have a Doctor Doom tattoo on my hand. I am so ready for them to do the Fantastic Four correct. And I think the way they're approaching it, making it kitschy 60s, like that kind of vibe is 100% the way to go.
That's awesome.
Absolutely. I think the casting was spot on. I love the fact that they got the guy from The Bear, Eben Moss Barrack.
I need to watch The Bear.
He is the actor playing the Thing is one of the best parts of The Bear. He plays the main character's cousin. They always refer to him as cousin. He's like, "Hey, cousin!" But he's phenomenal in that show. His character's story arc is probably the best one to watch. Like he's the most satisfying character in that show because you literally watch him go from being an emotionally stunted douchebag to getting his life together, getting his daughter back in his life, becoming a good dad, and like succeeding. All in the course of like 2 seasons. That show's fucking fantastic.
Right.
But yeah.
So yeah. Anything else we need to touch on?
So there was one part of the Super Bowl that was very controversial. It was the talk of social media and the talk of the news the next day. Did you watch the halftime show?
I came in at the end. I came in on the part that everybody was talking about. I came in on the part that everybody was talking about. And I had no idea of a lot of the meaning behind half of it or the story of it. And then I watched one video where somebody broke it all down back to Millie Bobby Brown and stuff like that, and it's a fucking WWE storyline, for Christ's sake.
It's insane.
They played it out on and I'll tell you what, it's the only Super Bowl halftime show to have more views than Michael Jackson. Nothing has ever touched that Michael Jackson that they've done.
It's the fact that and I followed this entire thing from when the rivalry happened, when they released all those songs back to back over the course of 2 weeks. I was super into the Kendrick Lamar Drake beef. So for me, I was on the edge of my seat for this, for one specific reason, and everybody knows, everyone was wondering, is he going to play Not Like Us? And is he going to directly say the line talking about Drake being a PDF file?
A PDF.
We're going to call it that. But, and I showed you before we got on the show, is the main thing that's gotten a lot of traction is the line is, "Hey Drake,
No,
I
say
heard you
Drake.
like him," or say Drake.
Say Drake. I hear you
I
like
heard
him
you
young.
young. You better never got to Cell Block 1. And everyone was wondering because he's
Tinny bitch
mixing
to
the
talk to
songs,
him and they in love. Just make sure you hide your little sister from him.
and everyone was wondering, is he gonna say that section of the song? Is he gonna call Drake out? Is he going to do it? Because he even said earlier in that, he said like to the crowd, "I want to play their favorite song, but you know they like to sue." Because Drake has just sued the record label of that for like over that song.
The last line
he said
of trying to strike a chord, and it's probably A minor, and the entire crowd sung A minor.
I've never heard a crowd that loud in my life.
That was crazy.
The fact
and
that
apparently he was wearing a lowercase a on his chest, which is A minor for.
The jacket was all lyrics from the song. He made the jacket. He had that made. The references were super deep. There was the fact that Samuel L. Jackson was playing Uncle Sam. He referenced 40 Acres and a Mule.
I heard him say I heard there was a line where Drake had told him about in one of his lines in a song, something about Kendrick opened his mouth, give him another gram or something. Yeah. But it was bring your uncle. I want to talk to the man of the house.
Yeah.
And
that's why he brought Uncle Sam. Yep. But also,
I don't know too much with any of that. But yeah.
But he went so deep with this. Did you notice that Serena Williams was there?
Oh yeah, and that's Drake's ex.
And also the other girl. There was the girl he performed with, SZA, who like sang 2 songs. If you only saw the last song, you didn't see SZA. SZA sang 2 songs with him during that performance. SZA. That's also Drake's ex. He's taking Drake. He's taking her on his world tour that he's about to have. So think about this. You start a rap beef with a rapper, another rapper.
Something I do every Wednesday.
This rapper, let's ball it up. Let's put that context away. Let's say you start beef with another bartender.
Yeah.
You have controversy over the same drink. Let's say you say, "Oh, I made this drink better than you." No, I made this drink better than you.
Yeah.
So the other bartender, what he does, he makes a drink, puts it on the menu with a photo of your house as the picture of the drink next to it on the menu. He hires all your ex-girlfriends to work at the bar to make the drink. Mm-hmm. And then he makes the drink on national television and talks about how you complained about it on national television. It's a bad metaphor, but the level, this man is a super villain.
It was a big PlayStation controller too.
Yeah, and it said game over at the end.
Yeah, and PlayStation is owned by Sony, and Sony is Drake's record label.
One of the songs was called Euphoria because of the TV show Euphoria. Drake's the producer of the TV show Euphoria, which is also a jab at him for liking little girls.
Yeah. Yeah, so that was interesting. Did you have your clip you wanted to look at?
I'm not going to play the clip.
We're not going to play it. Oh, yeah. No, it's played everywhere. Yeah, you can look it up.
People are quite litigious in this world nowadays, so I don't want to get them going, but go watch it, because the one thing that I think
everybody has seen that smile.
I've never seen such joy on a man's face as he murdered another human's career. Because here's the thing, Not Like Us it's not even a real song. It's a diss track. It's not like it's oh, here's a hit I wrote about this thing or this great lyrics I put together. No, it's a diss track. He took a diss track further than anybody expected. And everybody was wondering if he was going to say that line. Yeah. Say, Drake, I hear you like him young.
Yep.
When he said it, he looks at the camera and there is a smile and joy to a level where a man, he knew what he was getting away with. He knew what he was doing at that moment, and it was incredible.
Now, did you see any of the advertisements for some of the TV shows that are coming back this week? Because this week is a big TV week, in my
I
opinion.
did not see the advertisements for the shows.
We've got a few, a lot of them based around Fox because Fox was showing their TV shows. Next Level Chef. If you're a cooking fan, it's one of my favorite shows.
That one has like a gimmick to it, right?
It's Gordon Ramsay and two chefs of both of their names are going to escape me right now, but they are fantastic chefs, and each of them are going to have a team. And it's a team of it's a mix of home chefs, social media chefs, and professional chefs.
There was a girl named Teeny on one of these, wasn't she?
Yes, yeah, she was a social media chef.
I follow her. I follow her on TikTok.
She was on season 1. She
Her
made
mac
an
and
appearance.
cheese is phenomenal.
She made an appearance on season 2 just because of the recognition she's now gotten and everything. But there's 3 kitchens and they're stacked on top of each other. You can be in the basement kitchen, and in that kitchen, the mixing bowls might have dents in them, and the knives might not be sharp, and the mixers might not work as well. The second kitchen is like a nice restaurant kitchen. And the third kitchen is all the amenities, everything you could want, whatever you want to do. This kitchen is top of the line, next level. So then each of your teams are on the different levels. And let's say this week is seafood, okay? So they're going to drop down. You guys are going to make a seafood dish. And they're going to drop down through the ceiling a platform that comes down and will stop at your level for about 20 to 30 seconds. And in that time, you're going to grab your ingredients for your dish and 1 protein. The proteins that'll be up there: a nice piece of tuna steak, some filet mignon, it wouldn't be filet mignon, tuna steak, some very large prawns, some scallops, all the way down to imitation crab meat and fish sticks. So everybody's picking, and then the platform takes off for the next kitchen. And then the middle kitchen gets to pick what's left. And then the platform takes off for the bottom kitchen, and the bottom kitchen gets to pick what's left. So then they all present their meals, and they take into account they made this item in the bottom kitchen. Or sometimes it's, how the hell did this protein get to the bottom? Who didn't pick that up? Or sometimes it's, you're going to make, what are you going to do with imitation crab? Show that you can get yourself out of the bottom kitchen, and people work their ways up to the next kitchen. There's cook-offs. It's a very cool concept.
Because originally my thought was just, this sounds just like MasterChef, but then the level piece, like kind of the drop down kind of,
they will race and fight over a piece of meat, jerking it back and forth and stuff like that. That's one show I'm very excited about. That comes back tomorrow. Tonight, actually, on right now. I don't want to know anything. Nobody, no spoilers here, anybody on Twitch or YouTube. But Masked Singer is tonight.
What a good show. What a show I've been watching since it first started.
It's a show I watched since it first started. And there's a few, there's performances that I will never forget, as weird as that is to say. One of them was the first ever performance, which was Donny Osmond as the Peacock doing The Greatest Showman, and it was just fantastic. I'm like, okay, you've sucked me in.
That was a great way to introduce the show, is the fact that you had someone like Donny Osmond singing The Greatest Showman. Like, that was actually a great...
I thought it was Neil Patrick Harris for most of that season.
I think most people did.
I really thought it was. There were some magic hints and his magic background and stuff. It's introduced me to people. One of my favorite performances I've ever seen, actually every performance that Medusa did on season 9 is one of my favorite people. It was Bishop Briggs. And there's more passion and just energy and vocal range, and I don't know. I love the show. I do feel like at times for the first few rounds it's almost a work, if you'll say, or they're going to match up a great singer against Terry Bradshaw and someone else. They definitely line up there.
Well, like Lil Wayne was eliminated in the first episode of a season, and he was in with actual singers, so you could tell sometimes and I think even in that one he was a surprise addition. There was an additional character who's going to show up, and then of course the additional character was terrible, gets eliminated right away. It's Lil Wayne. So I do think there's going to be a little bit of those aspects to it. I mean, there's always a little bit of a work to it because they've got the person's song queued up for after they get their mask removed.
Well,
And like
you could
all of a
easily have
sudden,
3 songs queued. I mean,
yeah, because I guess behind the scenes, they're aware of, okay, it's either going to be this person, or this person.
yeah, and
So I
there's a
guess-
delay when they're editing and stuff like that. But that's another show I'm looking forward to that I'm going to watch tomorrow
Yeah.
or the next day.
It's
I'm not
something
allowed to
I
watch
watched
it.
with my daughter. We always watch it together as a family, so I'll be catching up on that at some point this weekend.
I have to wait to watch it with Melissa. So, and then there's one other show, and I haven't watched it. There's another one I'm waiting to watch, and it's called Extracted. Have you seen anything about this?
I mean, I'm going to get extracted tomorrow.
Yes, exactly. They're going to extract your fat hernia.
Yes.
Anyway, so basically, you take, let's say, I don't know how many the total number is, but let's say 12. You know what? I need to pour a drink. Let's pour a drink. You got another drink?
You know what? Usually at this point, we do the beer of the week.
We do.
But,
We already did beer.
well, I've got another drink. This week, we're going with the cup. This week's pint glass, my Country Boy Brewing. This is the best. This is the best cup I
Gonna
got from
cleanse
their
my
brewery
palate.
in Georgetown. It's just cheap plastic cup, but it's thick. Like
Very
it is
nice.
thick. It's thick. It's dishwasher safe. This week, the beer of the week is also a liquid death.
Ah, which one is this?
This is Cherry Obituary.
Cherry Obituary.
Cherry Obituary. I'm laying the metaphors and
Now, is
everything.
this
on
carbonated
super
as
heavy
well?
tonight. This is also carbonated. This is their flavored sparkling water. Clear. Everything except for they do a few iced teas. I think everything except for those comes out clear. But yeah, you can see. Just clear
Interesting.
sparkling water. Cherry Obituary.
Give
What do
it
you
a
got?
try. I'm got a cherry wax label on this bottle of Maker's Mark. Oh, is it medicinal
Whoa.
cherry?
No. This is I've had a few of their flavored waters. So here's the thing. This one, for some reason, the liquid dark Dr. Death, they actually added sugar. This has 4% of your daily sugar intake. It has 10 calories. So this feels like they actually added some kind of like stevia or something to it to probably get it a little sweet.
Gotcha.
This one,
There's no sweetness.
oh, this has sugar added to it too. This has 8%. This has the same amount of sugar. Agave nectar. They put agave nectar in it. Why are you putting nectar in water? So I'll be honest with you, they don't use enough.
They get you close.
It tastes like you took like 3 Skittles and crushed them in the bottom, and then poured your water on top of that and kind of just took your finger and just went one time. And that's all the mixing and stirring that you did to try to combine the flavors. Just a quick little whoa. And that's what you got. Have you ever seen people, this is totally jumping off into a different thing.
That's what
Have
we
you-
do.
Have you ever seen people do the earwax thing with their beer?
What?
You never saw some idiot and hillbilly do that, where they would stick their finger in their ear and then stick it in their beer to get the foam to go away.
I've seen rub your nose like this and do that.
I've heard of that, but I've seen
I would see people
rub your
do
ear, put your
and stick
finger
their
in your
finger,
ear,
and then the
and put
foam
it in there.
bursts away from your finger and your dirty finger. Psst, and
And why? First off, the foam is part of the beer. The head is part of the beer. I'm going to say this again for everybody listening.
Yep.
The head is part of the beer.
Head is beer.
And also, why would you, like you said, why would you want to stick your dirty finger in your beer? That doesn't make any sense to me.
I don't know. I don't know why people do what they do at the bars.
That's going to be a quick drink. Oh, my Lord.
Nice.
Not the best thing they make.
So I got to tell you, I did on the big game. I don't know if you saw. Before we move on, we've kind of moved on. Did you place any bets?
I did place a few bets. None of them won because
Yeah.
they all involved some sort of Chiefs accomplishment. I made the mistake of
Yeah.
every single thing I put together had somebody on the Chiefs doing something cool. And unless that person was Xavier Worthy, nobody did anything cool.
And I had Saquon Barkley as an anytime touchdown scorer, and that
Right?
hurt because I
Yeah.
really expected. In hindsight, I even said too, with the tush push and the brotherly shove, Jalen Hurts is almost a guarantee for that, and should have gone that way with it.
Yeah.
He had a
But
hell
I
of
had
a
a few
night.
parlays in, didn't really win anything, but we're getting close. We're only a few months away from my favorite betting season,
Baseball,
baseball.
nice.
Let's bet on some strikeouts, baby. Nothing makes me feel better than nailing a baseball bet.
I did win a bet. I bet on a field goal that won. The
Oh,
kick
yeah?
of destiny between Eli and Peyton.
You won the kick of destiny?
Yeah.
Oh my god!
I won my share of $10 million in bonus bets.
So this is where we like end the show. You go and like you become like a playboy billionaire on an island.
You know what my share of $10 million was? It was $10. Someone's lying to me. Why
That
is
would mean a million people won.
why is it a round number?
That would mean exactly 1 million people won.
I don't think exactly 1 million people placed that bet.
Do you think they rounded up or rounded down?
I don't know. I want to feel like they rounded down. I felt like I should.
I have to feel like I got screwed.
Yeah, I feel
wanna
like I
got
got
screwed. So they rounded down.
Yes, I believe that's what happened. I don't know. It's just, but hey, I'll take my $10 and go along the way and put it on something.
You made an investment, sir. You made a choice.
Yes.
And you walked away with the thing. You made an investment. I don't make investments anymore, except for little tiny pieces of cardboard. That's all the investments I ever make.
Yeah, I noticed you've gone from a three-dimensional or an object to a two-dimensional flat. Your obsession has gone from characters to cards of characters.
This used to be all over my house.
How many would you say you had at the height of your pop vinyl obsession?
500 plus.
500 plus?
I'm gonna be bold. I'm gonna say around 500. Yeah.
I wouldn't doubt it with the way I've seen some of them there.
Yep.
So
I mean, there's still boxes in the basement I haven't gone through. There's an entire shelf cabinet here filled with WWE. The ones I'll probably never get rid of because I'll touch on that in a moment are my WWE. I feel like that's the collection that's kind of the Pokemon of it for me. Of like, gotta get them all. Even wrestlers WWE, I hate.
Yeah.
Even wrestlers I hate. Like I got a Hogan up here, but you know what? I got two Hogans because
Hollywood Hogan.
Boo, but NWO Hogan. I grew up on NWO.
Yeah.
So like, it's really about that. But lately, I've actually been getting rid of a lot of pop vinyls. I gave a bunch to our friend Eric to donate because he gives them out to kids at his school program. So I actually got to see a photo of like a bunch of kids like holding up pop vinyls that they won as prizes at a school contest that we all gave them. That felt really good.
That's awesome.
I gave a couple to you, and then
they are right there actually.
There you go.
Wait, hang on. I've got the backwards.
Oh,
Alexander Ovechkin
and
Henrik Lundqvist.
Yes,
right there. Two hockey ones.
Two of the hockey ones, and then about 70 to 80 I took to the comic book store about a week ago and traded them in for a shitload of Magic the Gathering cards.
Really?
It has become my obsession. It has become my new hobby. It is replacing. It's creeping into spaces and replacing other hobbies.
Do you get cards that you know you'll never use? Are you just collecting cards? And
I'm not. I wouldn't say I'm not gonna buy a card that I'm not gonna buy an individual card that I don't have the intentions of using in a deck.
Gotcha.
Like, a lot of Magic, and if you're like, I've never played Magic, I don't know what I'm talking about. A lot of Magic you build yourself. There are certain that you can buy what's called pre-constructed decks. But a lot of Magic decks you make yourself. You get the cards and you combine them. Mostly what I'll do is get packs, like little pack of 15 cards. You open it up, it's random. You don't know what you're going to get. It's like getting a
Yeah.
pack of baseball cards. That's what I'll do. So like that results in you get a lot of cards. What's also happened is my friend, Eric, is super into Magic. And
Yeah.
when he learned that we got into it, he just brought a couple boxes of cards over. So I literally had like an instant collection. He's been collecting since high school. So he has an endless supply of cards. And he was literally able to come over and bring me a big box and like here, start working through some things. So it's
Start working through some things.
well, because it's
That
been this.
sounds like it's your therapy now.
It almost is. You go through and you find things that you like, and it's that weird like the same way I learned and picked up the skill of podcasting, and when you got into photography, it's like when you get into something, you start looking at the people, you start looking and listening to people who are skilled in that thing.
Yes.
And that's kind of where I'm at right now. Is I'm like listening to a few podcasts and watching YouTube videos on how people make decks of cards. Like how do you assemble a deck of cards? Because you have a couple decks that are 60 card decks
They are
that we
right
play.
over there, actually. They're
But there's
sitting right
also
there.
the version that we've talked about called Commander, where it's
Commander.
100 cards, no doubles except for lands. So you kind of you have to make sure that deck that there's a plan in there. You have to make sure I have cards to counter spells. I have cards to if somebody has a big gigantic creature, I need to take it off the board. I need to make sure that I have some way to win.
Do you still only have like however many cards in your hand at a time?
You have 7. You still have
7?
you start off with a hand of 7, and there's certain features. Like there are cards. Kelly has a deck she likes to play with, where the commander, because when you play commander, you have one character who is your commander. Whatever their powers are, that's kind of what you want the theme of the deck to be.
Yeah.
She has one where the commander gives her an unlimited hand size. So when that character comes into play, she has a bunch of other cards that'll start giving her extra cards to draw. So she can get a huge hand and start doing more things than other people at the table. So that's really what happens. I have a deck that really focuses on doubling up creatures. So I'll have 10, I'll activate a power, now I have 20. It'll go around again. And so like you have to focus on, you have to attack that. When I'm using that deck, you have to attack very fast, and you have to make sure you're basically fighting me every chance you get. So it's the strategy of it. But it's been my new hobby, and like I still like there's so many pop vinyls. Like there are ones I'll never get rid of. This Prince here, the ones that really mean something
cool
to me, and this is a glittery one. I looked long and hard for this one, but it's actually covered in purple glitter.
That's pretty
And
cool.
it's got his guitar. And there's ones like that I'll never get rid of. But I think Funkos are that thing that I collected them for so long. I searched and searched and searched. And now the ones that don't mean anything to me, that weren't gifts from people, I didn't hunt down for a while, that don't as that Marie Kondo lady says, if they don't bring me joy, I'm going to find a way to get rid of them and trade them in for things that bring me joy.
Well,
There's
good.
ones I won't touch. There's ones that you've given me that are on the shelf that are never going anywhere. But there's ones like, you know how many like random Spider-Man ones I had that I'm not even that big of a Spider-Man fan?
Yeah.
Because I'm a completionist. I buy one and I have to buy the whole set of 5. Otherwise, well, I don't have the whole set. I've got an incomplete set. And so now that's why I've got entire sets of things that I don't really care that much about anymore.
You know what? It's funny you say that. Like, I was having this thought today. I was thinking because remember how we used to collect games, and now that it's all digital, what brought this thought to mind was the new WWE game that's coming. I was giving you a little bit of hell about it because I would like to play against you eventually. But what's interesting is, did you notice there's 3 different versions, and there is that cool Deadman version, and there's that cool Bloodline version, and how cool is the art on that Bloodline version and stuff like that.
Right.
And then I sat there and I thought, I'm getting it digitally. What's
You
it
don't get a
matter?
case. You're not going
I
to see
don't get
the
a
art.
case. I'm not going to see the art. I'm not. What does it matter? Like, and there's, I don't know. That's one of the things I'm looking forward to. I will be streaming that on here the day that it comes out. So
Did you see
I'll
the
start
new?
streaming my universe.
Did you see the new trailer that came out today for it?
The Island.
Yeah, the island that Paul Heyman introduced it at PlayStation at the PlayStation Connect,
I'm
and
not that interested in the Island, to be honest with you.
it almost feels like a weird Fortnite insertion
Yeah,
into WWE. Like I don't know if I need to be.
it's a good place for online games and keeping people invested in other ways, but like if you know how if you have your things that you like on a WWE game, you can occupy yourself pretty well. The showcase reliving the Anoa'i family and yeah, did I even say that right? Yeah, that family legacy is going to be outstanding. I mean, the fact that they've got the Wild Samoans in there and they're I mean, the I have always just played universe mode. Universe mode to me is the best way to run exhibition matches because it's got a constantly evolving universe. You can manage it how you want. It's I have a lot of fun with it.
My GM mode is my favorite
Did you know
for
that they're now
one
doing
reason.
online GMs that we could actually go against each other in online GMs? That's one of the biggest features they've talked about this year.
I just want to do the draft part. Like
Yeah.
the actual like okay, now let's compete for like 20 weeks and see who can
Yeah.
that's not as interesting to me as okay, let's draft a roster. Who gets a better roster? I wish
Yeah.
they would score that. I would love to just play a mode where
I'm curious to see how
draft
the
a roster.
online GM works out because that could be fun to do between us to see about managing a roster because
Oh yeah.
I don't know. It would be interesting to
Especially
see. But what sucks about it is in the past years is they've done this thing where it's here you're managing Monday Night Raw. If I'm managing Monday Night Raw, why are the first few weeks held in a high school auditorium?
Mhm.
Like, yeah, I'm not. No, no, no,
Why
no.
do I
That's not
have
how
to
this is played.
upgrade?
Yeah, right. Exactly. Like we start with
Yeah.
the same things.
Yeah.
So looking forward to that. Looking forward to the new Assassin's Creed coming out about 2 weeks later. That should be interesting in feudal Japan.
Mhm.
So yeah, that's the shows and games I'm looking forward to. You got anything you're looking forward to coming out?
There was a few games on the PlayStation show thing that I watched today. They're PlayStation Connect or
Yeah,
State of Play. State of
State
Play.
of Play.
There is a new game coming out called Split Fiction. It's by the people who made It Takes Two.
Oh, okay.
It super interesting premise.
Is it a
It's
multiplayer?
it's the same style as It Takes Two. Two people playing simultaneously, co-op game. My wife looks up because we played It Takes Two all the way through. She loved that game. It was one of the
Yeah.
few games I think that we both got the same amount of enjoyment out of. But it's two writers from different worlds. And from what I gather, they're living out the stories that they've written together. They're on like a space adventure, and then they're on like a dinosaur fighting adventure, and like all of these different like
Wow,
things, and it just keeps changing scenarios. But Split Fiction, it comes out in I believe September, and looks fantastic.
that's interesting.
That's the thing I've probably been the most interested in. I would say, as far as other games coming out, I've been so locked into either playing Magic or finishing the games that I have. I'm at this point with Elden Ring where I'm either gonna make more progress or I'm gonna retire that game. I love it, but I also am starting to maybe realize that I'm not a good enough gamer to be a really hardcore Elden Ring player.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like I get it.
Maybe just turn down the difficulty and enjoy the game.
I don't know how.
Oh,
I
okay.
don't think you can in Elden Ring.
Gotcha.
Yeah, if there's a difficulty setting, I don't know where that's located. A few other things they advertise, like new Monster Hunter. The more I realize it, also the two game styles that aren't for me.
Yeah.
The anime game, not that they're all like, not games that just look like animes, but I'm
Did you
noticing
ever mess with Dynasty Warriors by any chance?
there's a new Dynasty Warriors coming out that looks amazing. Those games are incredible. I'm referring to more of like you'll play these games that are kind of RPGs,
Yes.
but then they're like big overarching, like almost like Japanese RPGs, but without but not like Final Fantasy style. I feel like every game feels almost too much like an anime for me. And there's some of your favorite games, but I can't play the games that feel too much like a movie.
Oh, why?
It's not for me. It's not for me. If I go too long without pressing a button, you lose me.
You press buttons at times, but
I know you do, and they're great. They're entertaining. That's the quarry looks incredible. I won't be able to get through it.
yeah, and it's great because there's real actors in those games,
Yeah.
and
That's what you'll like about this new Dark Pictures game that they just advertised. It has a few known actors.
yeah, Dark Pictures Anthology. It's Directive 8020. It's going to launch October 2nd, 2025. If you hear any slamming in the background right now, my cat has decided he's just going to just slam every door in the room next to me. So I just want you to know that's what's going on.
Fun.
So yeah, but anyway, that's from Supermassive Games. They did do The Quarry. They've done the entire Dark Pictures anthology. They did the game that I'm playing that is actually rated one of their highest games ever, which is Until Dawn.
Mm-hmm.
It's been a fantastic play. A lot of people have been joining in and watching it with me here. I think that's what we're going to do after the show tonight is actually complete Until Dawn. Down to the last 2 hours Until Dawn, which is only about an hour of gameplay, and then after that, who knows what I'll play. But
I'll be watching as I get prepped for my last night before my surgery.
Surgery tomorrow. We'll be thinking about you. Yeah, you gonna do a shot of water to end the show, or
say let's do a shot. We're doing shots.
I have a shot to end the show. You have a shot.
I have a shot.
Oh wow! Look at you.
This is high quality. This is this is my favorite mix shot. We call this.
You on surgery week makes me feel like an alcoholic. I want you to know that. You're over here. I have a Liquid Death. This one tastes like cherry. I have a bottle of Four Roses next to a bottle of Maker's Mark next to a Lagunitas Daytime Out. Like, what are you doing to me here?
There's 3 bottles here that I'm staring at that I wish I could crack open and pour into my skull, but I can't. So, no, I'm not the one winning in this situation, sir. But you know what I'm going to do? We have an audience. We have people. We normally do a shot. So what are you doing a shot of?
I'm going to top off this Maker's Mark right here and do a shot of Maker's because we did the last of my mystery bottles last week. For next week's show, I will get a whole bunch of new mystery bottles of things that I will find to be terrible. And I will put them back in the black bag that looks like the Thumbtack bag from WWE. Yep. And I'll start pulling out some terrible things to shoot for you guys. But until then, in this glass here, my tiki skull glass, I will do a shot of Maker's while you do a shot of water.
All right, shot of water.
And then
cheers.
Yeah, cheers. Oh, he's doing the whole shot. I just turned it into a Makers and Coke. That used to be one of my favorite drinks when I first started drinking was Makers and Coke. Did you do all right there, bud?
It's a lot of water.
You didn't do that crazy thing that what's his name in AEW did, where he just shoves the bottle of water and.
I would mess that up. I would crack my teeth or
it would go all over my face
and
stuff like that.
No offense, because what he did essentially, when you take the water bottle and go like that and crush and drink the whole bottle of water.
Yeah.
I did that just because we always drink a shot on the show, but chugging that much water at once is not a good thing. That is.
Yeah.
Wow.
Glad you enjoyed it.
But that was it for me.
Well, it's been fun. No, that's not it for you. You're going to have a great surgery tomorrow. We're going to talk next week. The people will be back.
If not, or all of next week's episode is just going to be a picture of me on the screen with just that one Sarah McLachlan song in the background. In the arms of an angel. Just all it's going to be.
That's terrible.
Well,
that works. Cheers to you, my friend.
Cheers to you. Make sure you like, subscribe, go to 2dwh.com. That takes you directly to the YouTube channel. Follow. Go to Instagram at 2 Dudes Wearing Hats. Go to TikTok at 2 Dudes Wearing Hats. Go to Twitch at Two Dudes Wearing Hats. Follow, like, subscribe, do all the stuff. Make sure
All the stuff.
follow him at that dude named Brendan. Follow me at that dude named Mike. We'll see you all next Thursday. This is a special Wednesday night episode because I'm going to get myself cut open in the morning. We'll see you all next week. I'm going to go ahead and hit that music because I always forget.
Hit that music.
We'll see you guys.
Bye. I tried to do the trumpet part early. It didn't work. Just looked like I was smoking a pen.
I don't know what instrument this is.
I don't know what that is.
Trombone doesn't look good either.